down. Nothing you do me down. Nope, fit to stop me, see me now. Standing tall, damn, beat me down, touch me, hey. Came in with your crew, looking tall and big, thinking you could tuck me down just because you're talking big. Cause I look smaller, you thought you could break me like a twig. But I bet you never thought that kid was gonna get so big. Look at the glow, what you shine now. None of your tricks can work now. Keep trying, but we'll catch up now. Made the game without the champ now. Till it stop me, it's too late now. See, I'm no longer afraid now. You used to rule, but I'm king now. I'm the one calling the shots now. Hey, hey, bully. Yeah, see me, bully. Look at me when I'm talking to you, bully. Not to you, bully. Nope, fit to stop me, see me now. Standing tall, can't beat me, can't touch me. Hey. Look at me now, flying chop box, stacking chips now like I'm buck guys. Now my ink off, feeling bunk guys. I'm a success, but like dead guy, and I'm here for it all. Nothing stopping me from having it all. Used to be scared that I'm going to fall, cause you made me feel like I'm nothing at all. But right now, no more crying, no more pain, no more hiding, no more strain. You called me weak, no more blanks. Thought you had me, no more chains. Watch me rise, watch me fly into wings, rising high. Cause my one true alive, and in him I'll be like, hey, bully, yeah, see me, bully. Look at me when I'm talking to you, bully. Right not to you, bully. Nope, fit to stop me, see me now. Standing tall, can't beat me, can't touch me, hey. Tell me who them be, tell me where them be. Make me tell them, say, that we still the brain. Tell me who them be, tell me where them be. Make me tell them, say, now we still the brain. Hey, tell me who them be, show me where them be. Make me tell them, say, now we still the brain. Hey, tell me who them be. Hey, tell me where them be. Hey, make me tell them, say, now we still the brain. Hey, bully, yeah, see me, bully. Look at me when I'm talking to you, bully. Right, not to you, to me. Nope, fit to stop me, see me now. Standing tall, damn, baby. Hey.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Auntie.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Good evening, and you're welcome to Shirley Fakonle's book launch, and it's called Hey Bully Stop. So, as most of you know, it's Anti-Bullying Week this week, and I'm sure at some point in your life you've been bullied once. If you haven't, you probably know someone who's been bullied once. And in 2020, there's so many people who stood up against bullying. There's so many people who stood out and, said things in terms of awareness. There's a lot of awareness going on about bullying. And, bullying can be subtle. It can be in a subtle way, depending on where you are from, depending on your culture, depending on your demographic. It can be in any way. And we're just going to invite the person who wrote the book, the author, and I'm sure you had just listened to her song made in terms of this. So we invite Chioma Shirley Fakonle here. Hi, Chioma.
Hi, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening.
So can you tell the guests about yourself? Just a bit.
I am Shirley Fakonle. I am a mom of 2 lovely children. I'm a wife to Raphael Fakonle, and I am the author of what you need to know, why you need to be deliberate about overcoming bullies. Yes.
Awesome. So, this book, the title of the book is Hey Bully Stop. Can you tell us what?
No.
Sorry?
No, the title is Why You Need to Be Deliberate About
The title is Why You Need to Be Deliberate. Awesome. Can you tell us what made you actually write this book? What inspired you?
Well, one of the things that inspired me is the fact that bullying is such a painful thing. I was bullied in my adulthood. As a child, not really, subtly, but I did have friends who were bullied, and they have gone through a lot because of those things that happened to them. And not only that, I found out that the fact that the bullying wasn't addressed early, it has affected every decision and every stage of their lives. Some of them have ended up being in very bad marriages because they lost their confidence very early, and now they're suffering for it. Yeah.
Awesome. So I know you've been interviewing people people all throughout the week,
Yes, I
from
have.
teachers, from people in church, and I mean, from all the interviews you've had, can you tell us one consistent thing that across board they've all kind of said the same? I mean, over and over again. And by the way, for those who are watching, can you just drop a comment in the chat to tell us where you're watching from America, from the UK, from Nigeria? Just drop a comment in the chat. And if you've got questions as well, drop it in the chat and we'll answer your question. So sorry, go on, Joma.
Yes, one consistent thing that you've said is that there is a need to be deliberate about overcoming bullies. Whether it's as a teacher in school, watching a child bully another child, you need to confront it. You need to do something. Don't just stand by the side. Don't be a bystander.
Okay. And one other question I'd love to ask you, because can anybody be bullied? Like, can anybody, literally anybody, in terms from age to class to social, like, can anyone be bullied, really?
Yes, anyone can be bullied. Anyone and everyone can be bullied. But we have a choice to either respond. We have a choice to how we respond to being bullied. This is such an exciting evening. Of all the evenings I've had, my children have been very cooperative, but this evening
They're excited about the book launch.
there is energy, like it's like this is like a power station here. There is premium energy in the space. There's excitement in the air, and I can't blame them. I'm excited too.
They're all excited. Awesome. Okay, so there's a bit in your book that you made a comment saying punching others is not strength. Can you just explain? I mean, we know everybody's excited to read the book, but in terms of that particular comment, can you actually expatiate on what you meant? I mean, don't say it all, because obviously we want people to get this book, right?
Yes.
So can you just expatiate on that statement? Punching others is not strength. What does that mean?
We have a choice if we are victims of bullying. It's been said by everyone that has spoken that people who bully most probably have been bullied somewhere or experienced some form of negativity. And we have a choice to decide whether we're going to be bullies ourselves just because we went through bullying, which is the statistic that once you're bullied, you will ultimately be a bully. But we have a choice. If we're going to bully people back because of where we're coming from, or if we're going to unlearn that negativity, if we're going to relearn new habits, if we're going to learn good things and kindness and empathy, yes, we have a choice what we're going to do with ourselves. So punching others, definitely, it's not the answer. The answer is looking at how we can get rid of this and how to be a better person overall.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So I mean, the end goal is to actually being a better person despite of what you may have gone through, despite bullied, despite any situation you may have found yourself in, being in the or anything. Fantastic. Just one last question before we bring in the editor. Who's gonna tell us, I mean, from her own perspective, what she thought of the book? It's such a weird one because you never really hear people talk about bullying, having a book.
I've got so many people like the live I was just on now. My guest was saying, nobody writes books about this. Nobody talks about this. Why is it? And it is such an important topic that needs to be talked about.
It is indeed. And I mean, my question is, when someone is being bullied as a bystander, is it onus on you to do anything, or do you? I mean, because also depending on culture, you kind of want to mind your own business. I mean, do the bystanders have a responsibility when they see bullying taking place, or is it better to, like everyone says, mind your own business?
Yeah, there's a story in the book. I'm just going to give this little bit about some young, this was just recently in our neighborhood, some young young people were fighting and they were doing a video, and this is what they call happy slapping, where they fight and then they upload, or they beat up someone and then they upload that video just to humiliate the person that is being beaten or being bullied. So there was this group of young people in the playground who were busy fighting. Some were standing and laughing, and some were brought out their phones and were doing a video. And there was this lady who was giving her children dinner, and she looked out of the window and saw what was going on. And she went on the community Facebook group and wrote that, if your children are out of the house, there are a group of boys here fighting here, and I didn't plan for this. I didn't expect my children to be able to look out the window because her dining was facing the window and see such violence. Please, if they are your children, call them back home. And when she said they should be called back home, a number of the young people, when she posted it on the group, a number of the young people quickly, a number of the young people had phone calls. Their phones were ringing. She could see through the window and she could see their reaction that they were called back home, and they dispersed. So she didn't have to call the police to disperse. These were teenagers, like secondary school teenagers, not even the just younger people, and they dispersed. And that in itself is the strength and the power of a bystander. She could have said, see, they're not my children are right here with me, it's not my business, I can just leave them to do whatever they want to do. But she chose to do something because she was thinking of her kids. My children shouldn't be exposed to this violence. And what about if they hurt the person that I don't know why they are fighting, if they're playing or they're fighting? What if they hurt that child? Am I going to live with the guilt of, witnessing this? So there's a role for every bystander. Every bystander has a role to play. And also in the interview I had on Thursday with Dr. G, she mentioned that, guilt has a long list of mental health issues attached to it. You don't want to live in guilt. As a bystander, you might say it's not your business, but the guilt will come. The fact that you saw that and you don't do anything. So she mentioned a long list of things that can happen to anyone who decides to stand by and watch this. So we all have a role to play. As a bystander, you are the most important thing. You need to stand up against bullying and say, no, I don't know why this is happening, but I choose to say it is wrong.
Thank you very much. That was awesome. Thank you very much. It's amazing because prior to now, you never really see the need for the awareness, because it's on us, on the parent, to tell the child, stop bullying your sister or stop bullying your brother, or outside it's just a case of there's not that relationship to actually warn or make a statement towards it. But now that the awareness is coming, and that is coming ahead, we're all kind of learning as well. Thank you very much. We're now going to bring in Florence Igoyaka, who is an author.
No, she's my outstanding book coach. Fantastic individual.
She's kind of like everything all packaged into one.
Yes, she's a superwoman.
Exactly. You are welcome. You are welcome, Florence.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. I think Shirley is the superwoman, actually. That's not me. Yeah.
But I'm trying to share this book. Okay, more you can have superwoman as well. Let's share that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I leave it to you guys.
Thank you so much.
So, it's so good because Florence, I know you've done amazing work, but just hearing from Chiama's perspective, I'll hand it over to her. So, she kind of learned as well under you, and there's that whole biopsy, and there's that relationship between both of you in terms of being a coach and in terms of her being an author. So I'll hand it over to Chiama so we hear from her own perspective and how she went on with it.
Okay, so I'm the one asking Florence questions now.
Yeah.
My super book coach. Let me hail you first. My super book coach, my superwoman, my fantastic individual. I am so honored to be finally in this place. It was so overwhelming this morning that I am here in this place, and I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for you pushing and saying you can do this thing and you can do it well and you can finish. You can finish it. You stop that and you get it done. And I'm totally grateful to you for that. But I want to also ask why the drive? Why did you choose to take up the mission to become a book coach?
Whoa, okay. I didn't see that one coming. I thought I was supposed to come and talk about Chioma. Okay. Why did I take up this mission? I think for me, one of my mantras in life is about helping people. I just find that I like to help people unleash the potential within. And I took it a bit further to think of how they can profit from it, because I believe everyone's got a gift. And like I tell people, everyone's got a book in them and the world is waiting to read it. Like you said, writing this book was different. A lot of people are wondering, oh, we've never heard anyone write about bullying. But you see, you had to bring your story to life. And now people are beginning to see the light in that. They're beginning to see that there's relevance in what you're doing. There's relevance in your story. And that is what everyone has got to give the world. We all have stories that are unique to us. No one shares the same story with you. And for me, it's about helping people convert their stories, convert their experiences, whatever it's been, into a book. So that's my motivation. And knowing well, like I tell people, you're an expert in the room that you are. What that simply means is within your sphere of influence, you know something that somebody else needs to benefit from. You've been through an experience, and the lessons you've learned through that experience can help somebody who is coming along the way. And sometimes when we don't share these things with the world, we don't share our experiences, we don't share that knowledge that we have, we are denying people the resource, all that wealth of experience that God has put inside of us. And a lot of times we go through bad experiences in life. We just assume that, oh, this bad thing has happened to me, oh me, but not realizing that the bad experience you're going through is the roadmap somebody needs tomorrow. Yeah. So that is really my motivation, to help people birth that story, to help. I stumbled into this. I didn't wake up. I didn't decide I wanted to do this, but it was my own journey. It was my own story after writing my first book. And especially from people from my community, you find that not a lot of people believe they can do this. Some people feel, oh, authors are from some class of people, is for some level of people. And I want to debunk that idea, because everybody is special, everybody's unique, everybody's got what it takes. And you should be bold, you should be confident enough to know that what you have is good enough. Yeah. Don't belittle yourself. Don't feel I'm not good enough. No, I'm so against that. I believe in pushing people to bring out, to birth that thing. And funny enough, it's not even about me, because a lot of people I'm working with or I've worked with, once we start discussing, they find out they already have it in them. They just need the push. So I'm not the one doing it. It's them being themselves. They're just releasing what they already have. And so I love books, because books is like living a legacy. It goes beyond you. It goes so far. It's unbelievable. Chioma, you think you're just writing a book. I'm laughing because another phase of your life has just started. You know, I've been telling you this.
I totally agree.
Another phase, you will not believe what will happen. The doors that will open, and that's because you took a step of faith. The doors that will open access, you begin to see yourself, the lives you're going to impact, places that your book will get to, you won't even imagine. It happened to me. I never thought this was going to happen when I wrote my first book.
I'm going to cut you off there, because I want you to tell us about your first book.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing showstopper of a book. Have you read it?
Oh my God, the period couple. Have you
read it?
Yeah, of course. I have one here, right here, actually.
Where's your copy? It's a fantastic book.
And I'm gonna. I mean, once she's done talking about her book, I'm gonna switch it over to you. I'm gonna ask you a question about Chioma as well.
Okay, I like that one. That is good. Well, anyway, so yeah, I wrote the period comic, and for me, it was just about bridging a gap, just like Choma is doing today. She's writing a book to help people understand better how to identify bullying and how to help, especially parents, solve the problem about bullying. Because I've seen, I don't have a kid yet, but I've watched movies, I've seen people talk about even children that would not want to tell their parents because their parents will go to school and become dramatic. So they rather keep it to themselves. So sometimes the parents don't even know they are being bullied. So having a book to tell you how to, the signs, the tell signs of your child is being bullied, how do you manage the process? I think that is amazing, Choma. That is really amazing. So yeah, the period comic is a book I wrote. It's an easy guide for girls coming into puberty and getting periods. I just came off another live event. That's why you have this. So I'm not meant to be taking Choma's shine.
It's fine. It's totally fine. It's for all of us. We share the
Tell
joy.
me, tell me if you see periods coming everywhere. That's not deliberate. That was because I finished. I finished something about period comics. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you very much. Just one question. You talk a lot about unlocking potential, and that's what your aim is. That's what you're there for. And bringing it back to her book, Chiama's book, Why You Need to Be Deliberate About Overcoming Bullies. What potential do you see in this book? Where do you see this book going? Where do you see? I mean, what is the potential in her? I mean, what do you think she has unlocked by writing this book?
Well, first off, what I do really is help you see the story that you have that will benefit people. Now, when Chioma and I started, before she chose the topic, Chioma, you want to talk about that huddle?
Oh, what a journey. I can't believe I'm here. Honestly, I'm so grateful to God that I'm here.
Oh my God. Are you talking about the 6 a.m. times that Chioma will send you message?
No.
Or when we're trying to find the topic. Well, she had the thing about Chioma, like I called her, is Chioma had too many ideas. And what I help people do as part of what I do with the coaching is to narrow your idea. And the reality is we all have different stories, different perspective of different things that we've gone through in life. But again, is that one thing that you exactly are passionate about that you want to bring to life? So talking about the potential in this book, Choma is passionate because she said so many things. In fact, she told me she had 5 books. Yeah, Choma, that you wanted to write.
I still have 5 books.
It's a woman.
You don't want to imagine what I've had to deal with. Well, she said she had 5 books. So I was like, okay, why do you think? Because that's the whole thing. You have to understand your why. You don't want to imagine what I've had to deal with. Yeah.
Sorry.
So you have to understand your why for every book you want to write. Why are you writing this book? So you have to think of your reader avatar. I'm going into a whole program now. Reader avatar.
So 30. We had a book 30-day book challenge, and she had the whole formula. That she gives you. She will ask your why, and the why is supposed to be for the book, but then you end up asking why for your life.
Because I'm not an author, but what is the reader avatar?
Okay, reader avatar is like your ideal reader. Who are you writing this book for? Because at the end of the day, regardless of whatever you want to, your story or the book you're writing, you have to be clear as to who this book is for. Because like I tell people, unless your book is the Bible, it's not for everybody. You have to be clear. So when you're clear about what your book, who your book is for, then you will know how to target that audience. So whatever you're writing would make sense to that audience. They will find value in it. And your books are like assets. Why would I say that? An asset is something that somebody else finds value in, and they're ready to part with their money for that thing. So the information in your book. So you have to think the end product, the end value, the end goal, and then you step back and begin to write. So in this case, when you look at the potential, a lot of people are undergoing bullying. Parents are confused. They're not even sure how to address this issue. So what Chioma has done in her book is give you an antidote, give you a solution. So that's the value. She's, from her own experience, she's bringing to life to say, okay, you have this happening. How do you address it? Like I gave that instance of, you tell your parents that you're being bullied, they appear in school and embarrass you, and the kids will never tell you again.
Yeah.
Never.
They will never tell you again.
Or tell your parents that you have been cyber bullied, and then they take your phone from you.
Do you understand?
Why
So,
would
but
you
this
tell
is
them, you know?
so releasing their potential is identifying that story, identifying that thing that somebody else would help. For me, it's about impact. If your book is not having an impact, then I'm not sure. I'm sorry. This is me, my opinion. You know, no book should. Every book should be able to have an impact. You should be clear about your why you're writing the book. Some people might write book for money purposes, which is okay. So if your reason for writing your book is to make money, then you should also have your marketing and plan and your strategy on how, so that from the onset when you're writing that book, make sure it's a book that attracts money. So yeah, so I think I've said a lot about the challenge.
Thank you. That's good. I mean, we know the potential. We know the we know the power of the book and what the book is served to do and the purpose. So just before we end, we will invite Regina, who will tell us a bit about. She's an editor actually of the book, and she's going to tell us from her own perspective, you know, what she thought of. Do we have Regina on air?
Yes, we do.
Hi,
She's in Nigeria. I think there's no light. Hello, Auntie Reggie. Can you hear us? Hello, Auntie Reggie, you're live. Can you hear us?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, just wanting to look from a different perspective, and I'm going to bring one person. Oh, actually, no, it was her. Actually,
okay.
Yeah, brought the wrong person. Yeah.
Oh, that was probably.
Sorry about that.
Hello, Auntie Reggie.
Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can.
Oh my goodness, Nigeria. I was listening. It's a great nation, and I'm proud of it. We're out of it. Well, fantastic. Well done. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I consider myself so privileged of being given Shirley to edit the book and do a little bit of a forward on it. And all of you, fantastic women. I just delved into writing a book just as a goal. So I cannot claim to be an expert as to how it's supposed to be written, but by the virtue of my experience as a journalist, as an editor, and as a public speaker or speaking expert, I think a little bit. Well, this is one book that I think Shirley captured the real essence of writing. First of all, she answered the why. I think I met someone talking about answering why are you writing the book. I did not need to be told that. First of all, it was a personal issue. Felt it is a problem that has to have a solution, and I think that is one of the biggest ways to bring out an author, and also must write a book based on a need within the society. It's somebody that's writing with a human angle to it, and I say this book is all about the human angle. Shift out that there is a disconnect as to understanding bullies, people that have been bullied, and that's one big issue the society didn't have. So to say, we've not really have the understanding on how bullies have their mindset, and those that have been bullied have their mindset. So she was able to combine and bring it to a middle point for you as a reader to come up with your decisions and on how to either detect a bully, even if it's from your home, God forbid, but or a one that has experienced bullying without even understanding he or she has experienced bullying, and that actually explains why some of the attitude he or she is displaying has come. So Shirley has been able to tell us what bullying is all about by meeting some of the questions, I mean, by answering some of the questions that is either by omission or by deliberate action we are to answer. She's answered the question that really bullies are real, everybody agrees, but we tend not to think that can be us or somebody close to us. So she kind of, without telling you directly, when you read that book, you realize that you begin to questions, personal questions. Could I have been one, or was I a bully, or am I a bully, or having the tendencies of a bully? When I read that book, I saw an experience I had at the workplace. I now understood why I had to wake up, and I didn't tell her. I now understood why I had to leave a very beautiful job, not in terms of the money I got, but in terms of I love the profession. I love my profession so much. That's being a broad journalist. And I just woke up one and I got home. I never went to work. The HR called me, I'm sending you my resignation. You would not believe that it was from Shelley's book while I was editing that I realized that I was being bullied at the workplace. And I suffered it because I was taking being the head of the department, I was carrying everybody's burden. And so when it came so much on me, like a torrent, I had to cave in. So I read to some degree what I read in a book, already exhibiting my reactions on my children. And so I didn't answer, but I knew something was fundamentally wrong with me. So I opted out. And so when I said, man, I've got to have some questions answered. And I love such books. The books that without being told, you read the books and you answer questions that are not only for the persons out there, but you could personally relate with it. And so that's how this particular book comes for me. And so I actually edited it with so much joy. I edited with the feeling that it's when we, because we also have this belief when we talk about bullying, we kind of square. We think it's in the box. Children, we do not know that adults do that. We think adults don't bully or we're never bullied. And so we tend to think that bullying actually even stops with the children. And so this book exposes reality of if bullying is not curtailed, that care is not taken, we would have a society filled up with people being reactionary or filled with angst against experience back at the course of their life. So it's an amazing book that answered the why straight off and then began you the when and the how and the who that could be. And of course, possibly it has been able to answers. Although, of course, it's inexhaustible. One book that I could say that Shelley cannot stop. She has to continue. I'm expecting a part 2 of kind of a book in a more detailed way. It has yes. I'm expecting that book. I'm giving her a job. I'm giving her a job already. She needs to have the book and go a step further. I like the fact that she did not classify it from the secular perspective. There's an all-encompassing definition of where this thing can, including the religious organizations that we allow our sentiments not to accept. So it's an amazing book. It's a wonderful, wonderful book.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much.
very
I
much.
hope I've sense.
In fact, I just
Oh,
want to
wow.
All right.
Wow.
already said.
Auntie Reggie, I feel like buying the book now. Like buying my own copy.
You should.
I can't believe
It's
I
a
wrote
book.
this book.
Yes,
It's incredible.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Oh,
It's
thank
an
you so much.
incredible book. It's a must have for everybody on down. It's a must have. I'm not exaggerating it. Once you read that book, find yourself in there. It would be you. You'll find that at a point in life you were part of that book. That's an amazing book. That's an amazing book. Thank you,
Wow,
Shelley.
thank
I
you
love
very,
you for
very
allowing
Thank,
much.
thank you so
me.
much, Auntie Regina. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Wow, that was amazing. I mean, after all she said, I was like, that's quite deep. You know, I just want to actually read the book. I want to read the whole book. So
Wow.
it's amazing. And we're just about to end it, but before we do, I'm just going to bring up the big reveal.
The big secret.
The big secret.
Wait, first of all. There is a book out now, and it is Why You Need to Be Deliberate About Overcoming Bullies.
Yes.
It's everywhere. Let me see. Mo, you have that with you? You have that one?
Not that one.
You have to do that one first. Okay.
I mean, you can tell people where to find it.
Okay,
right?
you can get the book is available right now. It's live on Amazon right now. It's there. The ebook is available now. So please go and download it and let us have this conversation about bullying. Auntie Regina has said it all. I'm speechless. I can't believe I wrote such an amazing book.
About your own book. Isn't that amazing?
I as in totally, you know, my dream and like why this morning I was telling Florence that you always want to do something that actually makes an impact. You always want to do something. She says that, and when she says it, it sounds like yeah. But when listening to Auntie Regina talk about the fact that she realized what she was going through, and which is one of the things I got from talking to people about bullying and telling them to share their stories. They all said the same thing. Like, see, somebody said, I don't know whether waiting and they do me now bullying, you know. And and one of the things that this book does is that it tells you what exactly bullying is in all ramifications. So you can look at your life or look at what you're going through or look at your workplace or look at your relationship or look at how your child is behaving and say, oh, is this what it is? And that's what this book does. You know, it informs you about that. And so it's available on Amazon now. It's £587 for the Kindle copy. The hard copy is coming soon. But right now we're going digital, so let's download it and get reading, and then the hard copy will be with us shortly. And before we go, there's a big reveal. Should I go on, or Mo, do you want to?
No, you can go on. I mean, this is currently the book, Why You Need to Be Deliberate About Overcoming Bullies. Just so you don't, you know, buy another book, you know.
And when you buy the book, there's a special, and when you buy the book, there's a special gift for you inside. There's a special resource, an additional resource inside it. So when you get the ebook, you're not just getting the book, you're getting an extra resource for you that I assure you that it is a life-changing resource. It is something that will definitely make a difference for you. So you're not just going to discover about bullying and all that. You're also going to find yourself in a better place when you click on the link and look at the resource. Awesome. And I'm excited. Give us some music first before we let us
okay, so just before we go to the big reveal, so right now Chema told you where you can find it, how much it is. sharing it. If you go on her Instagram is Shelly B22. You're gonna see lots of people even coming out to tell their stories, you know, telling the stories in different sectors, from church to being a teacher to being a parent, you know. So from what she said, bullying happens to everyone. There's no age limit. There's no social class. It happens to anyone. It can happen to anyone. So that's it. But just before we do the big reveal, I'm just going to play the video. You might not see it, but you will hear it about bullying, just so it resonates with you. And then I will reveal it. So just 1 second.
It's actually live on Facebook. So the music is on Facebook and it's also on YouTube. So you can actually see the video on my Facebook page, just under this live now. The video.
So can you just tell them what your handle is on Instagram, on Facebook?
On Instagram is I'm at ShellyB22, and also I have Shelly's Book Club, where we talk about books and about reading books and all that. And then where I would also be reviewing this book over the coming weeks at Shelly's Book Club, and at Shelly B22 you can watch the videos of the conversations that have gone on throughout this week, the anti-bullying week. And then on Facebook is Shelly Fakwanle, and on Instagram, on YouTube, it's Shelly Fakwanle as well.
Awesome. Okay, so just before we're almost concluding, just be patient, but just before we do the big reveal.
Is Diva there? Is Diva in the chat?
No, it's just no, she's not here. Okay. So just before we do the big reveal, I will just play the song just for you all again, and then we will do the huge reveal.
Hey, bully, yeah, see me, bully. Look at me when I'm talking to you, bully. Right up to you, bully. Nope, fit to stop me, see me now, standing tall. Damn, beat me, can't touch me, hey. Came in with your crew, looking tall and big, thinking you could tuck me down just because you're talking big. Cause I look smaller, you thought you could break me like a twig, but I bet you never thought that kid was gonna get so big. Look at the glow, what you shine now. None of your tricks can work now. Keep trying, but won't catch up now. Made the game without the champ now. Till it stop me, it's too late now. See, I'm no longer afraid now. You used to rule, but I'm king now. I'm the one calling the shots now. Hey, bully, yeah, see me, bully. Look at me when I'm talking to you, bully. Right up to you, bully. Nope, fit to stop me, see me now, standing tall. Can't beat me, can't touch me. Hey. Look at me now, flying truck guys, stacking chips now like I'm buck guys. Now my ink on, feeling buck guys. Now my son
dance now.
I never it all. Used to be scared that I'm going to fall, cause you made me feel like I'm nothing at all. But right now, no more crying, no more pain, no more hiding, no more strain. You called me weak, no more blanks. Thought you had me, no more chains. Watch me rise, watch me fly into wings, rising high. Cause my one true alive. And in him, I'll be
realize. Hey.
Yeah, see me, bully. Look at me when I'm talking to you, bully. Right up to you, bully. Nope, fit to stop me, see me now, standing tall. Can't beat me, can't touch me. Hey, tell me who that be.
Hey.
Tell me, hey, now we still the game. Who them be? Tell me where them be. Make me tell them say. Now we still the game. Hey, tell me who them be. Show me where them be. Make me tell them say. Now we still the game. Hey, tell me who them be. Hey, tell me where them be.
Hey. So I know you've been waiting, like, what is happening?
What is going on?
Exactly. But thank you so much for watching. Those on Facebook, those on YouTube. We appreciate you. But just before we go, we want to do a big reveal. And Chami, I'm going to talk a little bit because we want to, I mean, you can't just come and tease us. So we need to know exactly what this big reveal is. And I'm just, I'm going to share my screen because, I mean, people want to know, like,
what is going on?
What is this big reveal?
So should we have a countdown?
Well,
Start.
well, I'm just going to
4,
share my screen.
3,
Um,
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2,
3,
2,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Hey,
We
this
haven't seen
is
it
a
yet. I
big
can't see it.
reveal. Wow. So, Chama, tell us, what exactly is this?
Where is it? Can I see it?
You probably might not see it.
Okay.
It's your book, and it says, "Hey, bully, stop."
Ooh, it is. It is.
Hey, bully, stop.
Sorry, it's the children's book. There's a book for the children. It's
Wow.
strictly for the kids. I can't see it. I don't know. If you can, please, if you can see it, please put in the chat if you can see the book cover. It's a children's book.
I think. Oh, they're saying they can't see it.
I
I'll
can't
just
see it.
try
Try
again. It's an amazing book. I like the color, but I don't know why. I shall share it again. Maybe it's a way to tease you, just so you pay on bills. But I'm just going to share it in a different way. Hopefully, we can see it after now. Okay, so I'm just going to share it again. And hopefully you would be able to see it. If you can see it, can you just drop it in the comment if you can see it?
I can't.
No way.
I can't. I can't. But it is a book. Let me do a cheat version of it.
Okay. They still can't see it. So clearly this book is not supposed to be seen.
It will be seen.
It's not supposed to be seen here. It's supposed to come as a dramatic unveiling.
A dramatic unveiling.
So Chioma, can you just nicely show them? And just
Okay.
tell us a bit about the book, like who are the avatars for this book?
This book is for children, and it's the children's version. After I had finished Why You Need to Be Deliberate About Overcoming Bullies, and I realized that the focus of that book was educating people about bullying, the different aspects of bullying, and for parents as well, parents most especially. I realized that the children, the children needed the children needed, yes. That's it right there.
Awesome.
Yeah, the children.
You said children. What age? From what age to what age can read this? Actually,
This is from 6 to 11, but then it's also suitable till 13. So it's the children needed, because of the resource that comes with this book, the children needed to know in their own language what to do when they are confronted. Some children might not speak out from the questions and all the people I spoke to. Some children will not tell their parents, but you will need a conversation starter. So the books act as conversation starters, and this one for the children is something that you can read with your child, or let your child read, and then you can discuss it. It opens that conversation space for you to be able to ask the questions that are needed, and it also helps the children gain more confidence, builds their self-esteem, and reinforces the good identity that you're already imbibing in them.
Oh, awesome. So I mean, tell us, when is it dropping? Is that a secret?
When is it dropping?
Are you just trying to tease us?
Yes, it's dropping next month, hopefully, by God's grace. Next month, it should drop next month, by God's grace. We should be ready.
Thank you so much. So just to reiterate, your book, Why You Need to Be Deliberate About Overcoming Bullies, where can we find it?
It's on Amazon right now. It is, the ebook is available on Amazon right now, and I would say go there, get the book, do a good review, give all the 5 stars you can. You know why? Because we need to support our skin. We need to support ourselves. We need to also show that topics like this are, discussed in our culture. We are not the type of people that, we don't do that. No, we are people who want to learn. We're people who want to know, and we're people who want to do better because of the knowledge we have received. So go there, get the book, support, and, share it with a friend, and keep sharing, and keep buying.
And I guess it's a Christmas gift, isn't it?
Yes, there's a special gift. Yes, there is actually a resource which I'm so excited about. I wish Emeka was somewhere there where he could talk about this resource, because he too was so excited when he got a sneak preview of the resource. There is a beautiful resource. It is so powerful. It's life-changing. I know that because I have practiced it, I have read it, and I have used it for myself. And I know that if you do use it for yourself, there will be great things happening for you.
Awesome. It's amazing. So Chama, last words to those who are watching from different places, because some people commented, some people from Nigeria, some from America, some from Spain. So I mean, they're here to show you love. Your last words to them tonight.
You didn't read any comments, dear. Are there any comments that you've read? Is there
no,
one?
Well, I couldn't switch it on here, but there were lots and lots of comments on Facebook.
Okay. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone. I am genuinely very grateful. My heart is filled with gratitude. When I say it, it looks as if it's cliche, but I am very, very grateful for the love, for the support. I remember going on my podcast, and that was like almost the last podcast I had, because I couldn't sleep after that podcast. I remember going on my podcast with my friend Fumi Eko Eze, and we were talking about adult bullying, and she just poured out her entire story in the podcast, and I didn't sleep after that day. I knew that something had to be done about bullying. It needed to be addressed, And then so many people gave their stories. There is Emmanuel Adefala. I am so grateful, Mama, for, all the way. It's incredible. She sent voice notes of her stories. There were so many people, diverse stories, so many people who told me their personal stories. I got so scared to put them in the book, because I couldn't believe that you when you see someone, you don't know what they've been through. And that's why we need to be kind. And that's the message behind this book. We need to be kind. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know where they're hurting. You don't know the sores and the scars that they have on them. So we need, when I heard these stories, I was, in a place of humility. I was grateful for the fact that I didn't go through it, but then I was really humbled at the fact that somebody went through this and is still standing today. So I'm so grateful to every single person who sent in their stories, who told me their story, even Rosie, who told me her story, and the fact that bullying is not a Nigerian thing or a London thing. Bullying is actually a universal thing. From all the people that I heard their stories, from people in Australia, South Africa, in India, it's incredible. And I'm so grateful to every single one. I wish I could mention everybody's name, but thank you to Auntie Reggie. Thank you for editing the book. Honestly, Auntie Reggie, you don't know what you've done for me. I need to say this about this woman. She is on Facebook. We know we used to go to the same church in Nigeria, but we never really talked, but she follows on Facebook. She would comment on my page and all that. And when I needed somebody to read the book, I was like, who is going to do this? And I asked someone said, you can ask her, she kind of knows the English, like you heard, and she did this for me. And the fact that she didn't even know me, that, she knew me, but not that close. And she did this, and it just revealed a different side of me to her, and also revealed a different side of her to me, the kind person that she is. I'm so grateful to her. Florence, 3 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Florence will say, go and sleep. you know. But then I really, and all the titles, you imagine the kind of books that have brought ideas that have brought to Florence. Very patient person. She said, no, this can work. And I'm so grateful to her. She's an outstanding person. Florence, the thing you are building, it's not just a thing. It's a legacy that you're building, and you're not building alone. You're empowering people to build a legacy for our community, the Black community. You are sowing seeds of greatness, and God will reward you indeed. I'm so grateful for your patience. I don't know how you push me, but you always do that. My family in Nigeria, yes, my family in Nigeria. My mom, I'm sure it was my mom that you put on losing her hair. So I have a feeling that that's my mother. She had to be here. My mom, my brothers, my sisters, my in-laws, my nephews and nieces. I am so grateful. My children, I am so grateful. There's so many people. My dad, you know, you would see someone just right under it with a post. That's my father. My father is like my number one cheerleader. Somewhere between my husband and my father. I don't know who cheers the most. So Daddy, I'm so grateful. You know, we did this together, and I couldn't have done this without the support. My church, thank you so much, because if I didn't go to church, I wouldn't have met Mo. And if I didn't meet Mo, she wouldn't be here. She's such a fantastic friend, and I'm grateful to Yetunde Adedeji, Yeti Beauty Chic, who said, yes, you have done it for us. I am so I am so grateful to Yeti, to Yinka, to Kama, who I called and said, see, you I will not put, I called, my friends are just fantastic. Dr. Oge, Kama, that had to do something for that book as at last night, and I'm so grateful to everybody. I say thank you to everybody, too many names, to my class, to the class of I don't want to mention when I left the school, but that class. My classmates in their group. I don't want to mention the year. You know why? Thank you so much.
I'm sure they'll keep it a secret.
Yeah, let's just keep it a secret that year, because if we say the last time I said it, some people stopped talking to me because they didn't know if to call me auntie or what. So to my classmates, you know, I'm so grateful to everyone on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, who has been following everything, you know, all week long. I am so grateful. Please go and support, go and buy the book and just support. Thank you so much, everybody.
And of course, the one and only
Ogara. My one and only Ogara. See, I'm being dramatic for you. So Ogara, he is an excellent person. I always say, when you want to get married, see, don't rush into it. Pick the person that will let you be you and do you and make you, you know, just allow you, like my shirt say, be authentic. There is nothing, no pretense with him. I had this project, this desire, and it support all the way. In fact, once he went live, he was the first person to go and purchase the book. And that's just love. So Ogara,
thank you. And we thank the Almighty God for giving you wisdom.
Yes, we thank God.
You said it all, really. Go buy the book. You've had testimonials. Go on her page. You see so many things. And thank you all so much.
I have to say thank you to you, Mo. Thank you, God. I'm so grateful to God, and I know that it's only God that could have ordered this step for me to meet you. So, Mo, I'm so grateful. I know that it's been a learning curve for the both of us, but yeah. Thank you so much, Mo. God will honor you, like honor you for all the times that I gotta call you and tell you I need this done, and you are like, yeah, Mama, I'm gonna do it, you know. Thank you so much for your thank
No worries. I mean, and thank you to everyone for watching, really.
Thank you everyone for watching. I can see the numbers going up, coming down, going up, coming down.
Go buy the book. Go buy the book.
And give a 5-star.
And tell everyone to buy the book.
Give a 5-star review.
So that's it for now.
Thank you.
You all take care.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Have a lovely evening, everybody. Thank you.